Welcome back to the weekly reading vlog. It is Monday. We're doing a check-in on Monday. I finished work, I finished filming Thursday's video, and I did actually read today. I will continue to read, but my partner just went out with the dog, so I thought I'd do a quick check-in. And where is it? First of all, I'm currently reading The Sunlit Man. I am still like roughly halfway through, but I got a book for my birthday, which kind of distracted me from reading The Sunlit Man, and that is Sherlock Holmes, classic stories. These are like 10 of Conan Doyle's favorite stories that he's written from Sherlock Holmes in chronological order containing to the stories. And yeah, I got this and I had to read it directly because I'm a big fan. I love the Sherlock Holmes stories, and yeah, it's a lot of fun to read. And because there are 10 like shorter stories, it makes it easy to read for me because, you know, I read one story, then I do something else, I come back, read another story. Stuff like that, you know. But yeah, I'm now 75 pages in, I'm in the middle of story 4. And it is a lot of fun. I like the copy that they gifted me. I had this on my wish list, and I do love me a good, like, nice, older looking spine. I don't think the green is the right color for the paint edges, but I can live with it. You know, it stands this way in the shelves, so it's not that much of a problem. But yeah, so far I've read, let me tell you, The Musgrave Ritual, The Speckled Band, and The 5 Orange Pips. That are the 3 stories I finished so far. And of those 3, I think the only one that I knew already is The Speckled Band. But I do think that I read The Hound of Baskerville, which is the last story in this book. And I might have read A Scandal in Bohemia, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so 10 stories. A lot of fun to read. I will continue with this one today, and then it depends tomorrow what mood I'm in. Either I will finish this or I will finish The Sunlit Man. One of both. But one I will definitely finish tomorrow, because I'm actually really, really motivated to read these two. I have a lot of fun with these two, and I have a lot of like books that I desperately want to read on my TBR for next month, which you will see on Thursday because that is my TBR video. So yeah, I'm really in the mood, but I do still try to, you know, take a chill and don't do too much so I don't burn out on reading again. So yeah, that is my check-in, and I wish you with a reading update later or tomorrow. Okay, I have a nice reading update for you. I finished Sherlock Holmes a few minutes ago, and it is a great book. It's an incredible book. I love the Sherlock Holmes stories. I think now having finished it, I knew 4 of the stories that are in here and 6 that I didn't know. So it was still really, really interesting. Also, I kind of like the fact that you have, you know, a few, well, not a few, but most of these stories are, you know, the shorter Sherlock Holmes stories that he published in newspapers. And then the last story in here is The Hounds of Baskerville, which, a great story if you ask me. And that one is like 100 pages long, so it's like a longer, but a short novel, but like a longer format than all of the other stories in here. And yeah, they were all a great read. I gave this 5 stars. I like the collection of the stories, because, you know, you get to really know Sherlock Holmes in these, and then you have the story in which he died and the first one after that, and then, you know, you have kind of like the more important stories, or like the, well, a few of the really well-known stories in here. So yeah, I'm really happy that I got this for my birthday and that I already read it. So yeah, I didn't finish The Sunlit Man. I have to continue with that one tomorrow, but I'm looking really forward to that. But yeah, I at least finished Sherlock Holmes still this month, which is really, really great. And yeah, I would really recommend this version. Obviously, if you want like the complete Sherlock Holmes stories, you would have to get that still, which I will do. But yeah, I have to say, I don't know if it's fair to make that comparison, but for me, the Hercule Poirot stories by Agatha Christie are really, really similar to the Sherlock Holmes stories, only that the Sherlock Holmes stories have all of the aspects that I love. And Sherlock Holmes is like a really likable character, even though he has like, his little quirks, I would say, but he's still really, really likable and nice and positive. And in contrast to that, for me, the more I read of Agatha Christie and Hercule Poirot, the more he seems like a really egotistical asshole, to be honest, which I rarely hear. Like, I feel like people just dance over that because he's a great detective, you know? So yeah, I much prefer these ones. And I think, I tried rewatching Elementary, I don't know, a few weeks ago, and I am kind of sad at how bad Sherlock Holmes gets depicted in these modern versions. I do know that I loved the series with Benedict Cumberbatch, and I can't. Well, I remember that he also was a little bit more of an asshole, but not as bad as Elementary. I really don't like that series. I don't know why I had in my head that I liked it at some point, but I really dislike that series for how they depict Sherlock. Because I don't know, he is so nice to people, and he has his quirks, and he goes away and doesn't tell anyone where he's going, or he stays away longer than he said, and he misses stuff and stuff. But to me, he seems a little bit more like a socially awkward person, more than like an asshole. So yeah, glad to have read the stories again. So yeah, this one will now find a nice place on my bookshelves, though I am in the mind to reorganize my bookshelf in the coming weeks at some point. So I might have to keep this out until I know where it will go on my shelves. But yeah, we'll see where we'll put it. But yeah, I'm really happy about this book. So that is what I did today mostly. And it's already getting dark again, which I hate. I'm having a lot of trouble with my sleep because of the time change. I am a really habitual person, and my body has a hard time now sleeping like an hour longer. So I tend to wake up at 2 in the morning at the moment, which is really, really bad, to be honest, because I'm really, really tired in the day. Normally I get up at 4:30. So yeah, I do get up really early. I get that. For a lot of people, it's really weird. I'm like a really, really early morning person, but I don't like to get up at 2, 3:30. It's really not fun. So yeah, I have a hard time getting to grips with the time change. So that is why I'm pretty tired, and I don't have a lot of good footage, if I'm honest, because my brain just isn't fully there. So yeah, I hope it's still okay. But yeah, tomorrow I will continue with The Sunlit Man. I'm looking forward to continuing with that. I'm really, really happy. I don't know, I look so forward to all of the books on my TBR that I'm really happy to, get going with them. But yeah, because I finished Sherlock today, I will not read anything else. I do have an audiobook I'm still listening to, which I don't know if I talked about it. I don't think though, but I started the Hey Han audiobook. If you are like me and are really into the anti-MLM community, you might have heard about it, but it's a book about someone who was in an MLM and multi-level marketing company, if you don't know. And she got out of there, and she kind of wrote, this book that is like an expose on what happens. And while I think the factual information is really good in that book, I really hate her tone of voice. And yeah, it's maybe the book written is better, but she herself narrates the audiobook, which I think is really brave to do, because I mean, not everybody can do that, but I really, really dislike her choice of words and how she tells the story. I think it really, takes away from the facts, kind of. So I stopped listening to that because I just couldn't take it. If I'm honest really, really sad about, because she tells a lot of interesting facts, but yeah, the presentation really isn't doing it for me. So I stopped listening to that, and then I got recommended, I have to look up the title, I don't know it, I will put it here, but it's a book about cult and cult communication and stuff like that. And that book is really interesting, though I think it sounds like the author is, in my opinion, a little bit too sympathetic to cults, which she isn't. Like, she's talking about how bad they are, but at some points I don't know, she sounds too positive in my opinion, which maybe is just, I'm a person, I love the hard cold facts, and cults are shitty and they do really bad things with the people that join them, and I think it should be communicated that way. And the author really is a little bit, not really sugarcoating, but she formulates the things a little bit more positive than I would personally do that. But other than that, the book is incredibly interesting. So I'm listening to that one. The thing is, I don't know if I will finish it before I have to give it back to the library, so I might have to listen to this, in 2 parts, because I'm just not fast enough this time around. Because I started trying to read more in the evening again, physically, which means that I'm just simply listening less to audiobooks, which is absolutely fine by me. I really need to get my physical TBR down, so that is what I'm trying to do with it. But that means that I'm having a hard time getting through audiobooks. And also I started like 6 or 7 different ones in the last few weeks, and I never finished any of them because, I don't know, I have a hard time choosing audiobooks at the moment, which I struggled always with that, but I kind of listened to all of the ones that really, really interested me in my library that I could get without a wait time, and now I have to wait for the audiobooks that I want to listen to, and obviously that can take weeks, so yeah, that will take some time. But yeah, that is pretty much an update for me, and yeah, I do get a package tomorrow, which should be one of either my book box or my Brandon Sanderson books that I ordered, so I will show you what it is tomorrow. But yeah, other than that, I will now go do some knitting. So yeah, see you tomorrow with an update for the Sunlit Man. Okay, it is time for a check-in. Hopefully the camera will stay put. You're sitting on my knitting. I don't know if it's stable, but I did want to give you an update. I'm reading The Sunlit Man currently, and knitting, just like a little bit of reading, a little bit of knitting. The book has really nicely short-ish chapters, so it makes really good reading for like reading a chapter, doing something else, reading a chapter, which is nice. The book is amazing. I don't know what else to tell you. It is amazing. I'm loving this so much. It's I don't know. It makes me so happy. You ever know if you read a book and it just makes you happy reading the book? Oh my god, I'm so into this. I have 120 pages left, which I will continue today. I won't force myself to finish it today because the longer I read, the less I want it to end. So yeah, I'm kind of getting slower because I don't want the book to end, and it's going to end sooner rather than later. But yeah, I will continue a little bit today later on, but I probably will finish the last few pages tomorrow. I don't know, I would love to like maybe read like 50 pages more or something like that and then finish the rest tomorrow. That would be my ideal pacing for the book. So yeah, hi. Sollen wir gleich rausgehen? Muss dich noch ein bisschen gedulden, Süßer. Yeah, the dog is wanting to have some attention, but he has to wait now. But yeah, today has been a day. After work, I actually recorded next week's Thursday's video, so 1 week in advance, which is quite early for me. But I did that because my partner is in the office today, because they have like an office celebration and they go bowling later. So he isn't here, and I have an easier time recording if he isn't here. Hi, my little guy. And obviously I have a doggo that sticks to me because my partner isn't here, and my partner is his favorite person, so he's here with me. But yeah, so I did film that, and then obviously I read quite a bit. I think I have already read 100 pages today, which is pretty good. I don't know what time is it. It's nearly 3 o'clock, so that is really, really good reading. But I do want to do some more knitting. I'm now at my arm pieces, and they are hella hard to do. I do need to redo one of the front pieces, but I have the second one finished, which is nice. But yeah, I'm now at the arm pieces, which look like this right now. And these kind of bobbly things, they take so long because it's a stitch I haven't done before, and it just took me like half an hour to figure it out. So yeah, that takes me quite a bit of time, and I do want to continue with that. And then I started that a few days ago because I needed a break from the complicated pattern of the cardigan, which there are a few errors in the pattern which make it really, really hard, to be honest. So I started like really like relaxed, basic cardigan, which is like in this emerald color and is really easy to knit because the knitting needles are really, really big. So yeah. Also, I'm still waiting on my Illumicrate Horror box, which I have the tracking for, and it should have come yesterday, but it seems to be stuck at some point, and so I'm desperately waiting on that, but it's taking its time. Oh, and because yesterday when I went down, I forgot my book up here, and I didn't want to, go back up again. So I started reading I Am Legend yesterday, which I'm doing a reread of that for a video because I do want to do a review of that book. So I'm rereading that, and I don't know, I read like 10 pages because after that I was just way too tired to read more. But yeah, so I did start that yesterday, and that is what I will continue with tomorrow once I finish The Sunlit Man. But yeah, The Sunlit Man is so good. I don't know. I think Brandon Sanderson books are really, really like hit or miss for me. Like most of them are hits, absolutely. I think most of his books have gotten 5 stars from me, but for example, the third Kickstarter book, I've forgotten the name. I'm gonna put the name here so you know which one I mean, but it's the one which is like, what was it, Japanese or Korean inspired? But that story really doesn't work for me. I tried reading it. I will at some point finish it, but I have a hard time reading that book. I don't enjoy the story, which I was so sad about. And the handbook of Wizard Thingamajiggy, the second one, I liked, but I didn't love. And to have this one, then again, which I absolutely love, and this book brings me so much joy, the story, I still haven't figured out who Nomad is. I'm pretty sure I should know him. But I still haven't figured out who he is. So I have to continue with Stormlight Archive, I think, to know who Nomad is. I think if you've read that story, up until the most recent part, then you probably know who Nomad is, but I haven't, so I don't know who he is, and it's really annoying me, to be honest, but yeah, it's so much fun. I could gush about it forever, to be honest, but it's just adventure. It's just pure adventure, and I think that is what Brandon Sanderson does best, the adventure part, and it's a lot of fun. I love it. But so yeah, that is the update for right now. We'll see. I don't know. Next time I check in with you will be my review or my finished thoughts about The Sunlit Man, though I don't think they will change, but depending on the ending, who knows. But yeah, that will be the next time that I will check in with you, because I ramble and the video will be too long if I check in before that again. So yeah, If you haven't bought that book yet, go out, buy it. Well, if you like reading Sanderson, but buy it. It's amazing. What a book. I mean, I technically didn't want to finish the book today because I wanted to enjoy it, but then I started reading again and I couldn't stop. So I finished it and it was amazing. I want more. I'm sad it's over. I need more of Nomad. Oh my god. What a book. This was amazing. I read 300 pages of this today. To be honest, I think it's maybe my favorite from Sanderson. Oh, definitely 5 stars. Definitely. I need more of this. I need like part 2, part 3, part 4. But probably there won't be one. But it's really, really late now. I desperately need to go to sleep because I have to work tomorrow morning. But it was so amazing. If you like Brandon Sanderson and you haven't picked this up yet, you need to go and read it. I don't think it's a problem not knowing the other Cosmere books that I haven't read yet. I think it works either way. But yeah, now I need to definitely continue with the other Cosmere books. Oh my god. But yeah, I will now go to sleep. But the book was amazing and I'm happy that I've read it and I'm happy that I finished it. And yeah, cannot recommend this enough, to be honest. So yeah, reading is going great. And I will see you tomorrow with an update of the next book that I will be reading. But this one was amazing. What a great book. Okay, so it is Friday afternoon. I haven't read anything yet. I probably won't read anything today. I had one of those, work days where you have like a meeting and then your brain just feels like mush, and I haven't really done anything else today because I'm just really not up to it. So it's really cold here. Our heating stopped working 2 weeks ago, and the next appointment that the company had that is supposed to fix it is in 2 weeks, so it's rather cold in here. So that doesn't help with wanting to read, if I'm honest. But why am I doing this check-in? I don't know. I'm annoyed. It very loot ended myself, if I'm honest, but my Rhythm of War books arrived. Part 1 and part 2. These are way bigger than I expected. I don't know. Sanderson's books are just so big. But why am I annoyed? I really love the color. They look lovely. But both of them, I don't know how much. Yeah, you can definitely see that. Both books have a tear up here. And the thing is, my first reaction was like, write Fairy Loot and be like, they came damaged, I want some new ones. But then I was like, it's really not great for the environment. It's a really, really small tear in the paper. But I know it's there. It's annoying me. But at the same time, I'm like, is it really worth it to make a fuss about it if it's such a small tear? The rest of the book is fantastic. I can't even tell you if it's happened in transit because the package was a little bit damaged, but the books were wrapped in like bubble wraps. So yeah, I have no idea where the tears happened. I'm annoyed at them, but at the same time, I feel like it's not worth it to exchange them, because what would happen with these books, you know? They would more than likely land on a landfill, and I really don't want that. So yeah, I think I will have to live with the tear. I don't know. Maybe you want to tell me if you would have sent them back, but it's like, you know, just like the tippy top, it's completely ripped, and in this one as well, as you can see, you know. But the rest of the books looks totally fine, so yeah. For the time, I've decided not to send them back, but I'm still annoyed. I have to get over that. I mean, you know, if you buy some like more special editions, which I don't know how much of these were printed, but obviously they're a special edition of the book and I pay for that. It's annoyed if the book comes damaged, but yeah, I don't know. They still look really lovely. It's just I have to ignore the tears and I have to be careful with them. But yeah, they came. My my Lumi crate, my second one, will come tomorrow, finally. So that is great. And then my friends, I have still one book coming for my birthday that got sent to the wrong address because I didn't know that Amazon wishlists had their own addresses in them, and my old address was in there. So now we have to wait till it got sent back, and my friends have to send it again, which I'm really sorry for, but yeah, it happens. But yeah, so my day has been rather annoying, and I'm just not up to reading today, so I'm really sorry about that. But yeah, I will read tomorrow morning, and then we'll talk about I Am Legend. But yeah, not today. I will snuggle into a blanket and go back up into some gaming. My partner goes to an ice hockey game in a little bit, so he won't be here anyway. So yeah, we'll see. Yeah, I'm also still have to edit next Thursday's video. I kind of want to do that before Monday, so I really don't have to bother with that next week. So we'll see. And yeah, kind of, I don't know. Today just wasn't it. And I just don't really feel like doing anything at all, really, if I'm honest. So yeah, I won't do anything at all, but I just thought I'd give you like a quick update when it comes to my Rhythm of War books. Because I don't know. I'm annoyed and I try not to be annoyed. Because, you know, I'm just a sucker for books in perfect condition and it hurts, you know. But yeah, I will see you tomorrow with a reading update. Okay, sorry for the lighting. It's already dark out. It is Saturday and I have just one last update for you, and that is that I read I Am Legend completely today. It is still a great book. I don't know, if you've never read it, I would really recommend it, even especially if you like the movie, because this is much more of like not really horror, well, existential dread, I would say. It is more like so yeah, this one is amazing. It was a reread for me, so I knew what to expect, but I think it's great every time around because like this human suffering and the way the main character copes with it, I think it's just so human that it's a great read every time. So yeah, I still love it. It is like a one-day read. It's only like 160 pages or something like that, and yeah, finished it, which I'm really really happy about. And yeah, I didn't do anything else really much today. My Illumi Crate horror box was supposed to come today, but the guy didn't like ring my neighbors and left it by them, so I now have to get it on Monday, which I'm absolutely pissed about, but it is what it is. So yeah, already halfway through the weekend, but yeah, that is pretty much the last update. Just really quick because I don't know, I will update like a more in-depth review of this one in the next few weeks, I think. I just have to get around to film it. So yeah, there will be like a review on my channel at some point. So I don't really want to talk about it too much on here, but it is just like the human suffering of feeling like you're the last human and not giving up hope, but giving up hope. That is what this book is mostly about. Way more than the vampire threat in the movies. Also, the vampires in this one look really human still. They're just really pale and don't have heartbeats. So it's quite, well, at some points it's quite different, and at other points it's like exactly the same as the movie. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, you should read it. It's a great book. It's by Richard Matheson, I think. Matheson, maybe. But yeah, it's a fantastic book. So do please read that, or wait for my review and read it then. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye. Okay, sorry for the lighting. It's already dark out. It is Saturday, and I have just one last update for you, and that is that I read I Am Legend completely today. It is still a great book. I don't know, if you've never read it, I would really recommend it, even especially if you like the movie, because this is much more of like not really horror, well, existential dread, I would say. It is more like so yeah, this one is amazing. It was a reread for me, so I knew what to expect, but I think it's great every time around, because like this human suffering and the way the main character copes with it, I think it's just so human that it's a great read every time. So yeah, I still love it. It is like a one-day read. It's only like 160 pages or something like that, and yeah, finished it, which I'm really really happy about. And yeah, I didn't do anything else really much today. I Illumi Create horror box was supposed to come today, but the guy didn't like ring my neighbors and left it by them, so I now have to get it on Monday, which I'm absolutely pissed about, but it is what it is. So yeah, already halfway through the weekend. But yeah, that is pretty much the last update. Just really quick, because I don't know, I will update like a more in-depth review of this one in the next few weeks, I think. I just have to get around to film it. So yeah, there will be like a review on my channel at some point. So I don't really want to talk about it too much on here, but it is just like the human suffering of feeling like you're the last human and not giving up hope, but giving up hope. That is what this book is mostly about. Way more than the vampire threat in the movies. Also, the vampires in this one look really human still. They're just really pale and don't have heartbeats. So it's quite, well, at some points it's quite different, and at other points it's like exactly the same as the movie. So it's kind of interesting. But yeah, you should read it. It's a great book. It's by Richard Matheson, I think. Matheson, maybe. But yeah, it's a fantastic book. So do please read that, or wait for my review and read it then. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this vlog, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Bye bye.